Yeah, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Yeah, we're gonna go continue this visual novel. I honestly did not expect a lot of you to actually like this. It shows what I know. I mean, it's a visual novel, not much is going on except the storyline, but you see, guys seems to like it very much, so I'll continue now. Even though I said I won't continue it for, I don't know, it's only supposed to be a Valentine's Day video, but you liked it, so I'll continue on. I got something to drink here, so let's continue on the story. Before I had the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to start working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible. Really? Really. I noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me. But would it be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha? Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if she's surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Okay, that's not girly. Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose on a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks her bag, looking at me expectantly. And the creepy picture again! Who thought of this picture? Oh, this is some creepy-ass looking picture. Let's put it on the wall, on the hallway, where every son can see it. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain! Okay, let's go! Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pulls me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finished eating, Misha picked up where we left off earlier. So Hichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right? Right, Hichan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turned to face me again, and Misha straightened her posture as if she was about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There's a book club, right, Hichan? Right, but it seems they all have the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan. It's a really popular club. Ah, okay. More to the point, Hichan. Does this mean that you haven't done anything already that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good! Great! That's great, Hichan! Really great! What? Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Hichan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student council. I see. I didn't know this school had a student council. It was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks like a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly takes control of this discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has the voice whatever she says. Right, Hichan. Maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Sichan and I both in the student council. Actually, Sichan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course! We're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore having an incentive to try to get you to. So you're admitting it. So you're admitting that. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course it would be nice if you joined, and we'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council... I didn't say that! How do I see that again? I skipped it. Oh, text history. Oh, great. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the working of one school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, you don't want to spend time with us after school, Hichan. I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just a really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Well... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hichan. Hichan? What? No! No! Ah, see, Hichan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. Though it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well. Hichan, you owe me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. It is a game. Visual novel game, whatever. Shizune seemed intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Wahaha! That's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game! That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Ah, why not? Well, because the both of you have the same incentive. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I've never seen this word. And therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be a clear disadvantage. So I'll have to decline. Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us and that we would pull us something so even I can't pronounce it. Disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends with Misha's thoughts to begin. In order to atone for hurting your young girl's feeling, you should definitely join the student council. Now they're just making up excuses! No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past the goalpost that the other player makes with their fingers. Like these? Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hichan. And it also played by elementary and middle school children, Hichan. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hichan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kinda like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hichan, how about risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Really, Hichan? We can play for fun? Hichan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there's no string attached. Well, okay. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room. Hichan! Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree. But only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete, just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. Oh, wait, where's she going? During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice if they do. Or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. Now that I think about it, some people have been telling me which character to go after. I would, even though they're a good suggestion, I would really like to go my own way, if it's okay with you guys. I mean, it's the first playthrough, and some people really like to see what kind of choices I will do, not based on what character I want to go after. Well, not based on characters you want me to go after. I'll just go what I feel is right for me. I pick my choices. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended that I'd been considering it. But I'd been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they are on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Hichan? I'm not going to do the voices. That's right, we're going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just feels like it would be so plausible. Are these pictures of real schools or hallways they just took and added some kind of art filter to it in the background? You know, right here with the window, or is it real? I don't know. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly? I don't know. Maybe I read that wrong. That's not true, Hichan. Hichan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off a superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression is unchanging. Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that! I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs. Not according to the picture. And a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked on one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. It's just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put some potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing in this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No? What do you mean no? Does this mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Energetically. That's what I get when I read so much. Sometimes I just can't pronounce words. Hichan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Ha ha ha! Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set up everything. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends up a little too long in her liking running through the basics of one somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts it in and declares that the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Sichan wants you to know that you're taking too long to make a move. Sichan also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no! Sichan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know that word means or how it signs, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temples, as if she's trying to physically imprint the word into her memory, like this. This is index finger, right? Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Hichan. Sichan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. What's the face? Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Well, I don't know how they're playing, so it's a 50-50. Maybe it's a trap, or maybe I have to attack, or maybe they want me to attack aggressively. I mean, it could be a trap, but I don't know. Okay, I got to pick them. It's likely that she's trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it doing something reckless. A few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tenderly pump the fist in the air in celebration. Hichan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Sichan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can take it from three fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you had more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Hichan. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition. I was really excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensive just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Hichan. You didn't take enough risk, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hichan. Damn, what's wrong when I played too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. I wonder if you even manage... What's with this reverse psychology? Now they want me in, and now they don't want me in. I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case. Giving up the shellac? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to talk me into joining the council? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can't make that kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a good... Oh wait, I should have done something. Let me save here. Create a new save state. Let me try something. Skip. Let's try to play aggressively and see. I know I said I should go with the choices I go, but now I'm interested. Oh, it checks me if I've picked that before. I have nothing else to lose, though, so I might be able to try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Like I said, I don't know that game they're playing. Shizune seems to be focused on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more and small countries. It's worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game, and he loses anyway! Well, he loses anyway. I win, yay! There's no need to translate that, it was pretty clear. Hahaha, don't look so sad, Hichan. You're really giving it your best, that's what I thought. Sometimes it's best. Your best isn't good enough, though. If anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Hichan, you attack Iceland and North America at the same time. That's very daring moves. Hichan is impressed. The mark of great people is that what they're doing and that what they follow through. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great, Hichan? That isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point into potential if you don't take a first step. And there is no point in that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Hichan, but that's so demanding. Sorry. Hichan leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like a serious person I expected her to be from the start. Hichan, would you like to join the student council? Okay, I'll go with this choice. Just this once. Everything else, I'll go with it, okay? Just this once. No matter what I choose, I won't go back and check another route, another choice. I will do save point before, though. Whenever there's a question, a selective option, I will do a save point. She really doesn't waste time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. Haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet, but spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Hichan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we won't feel bad. No, really. Really? Hichan, if you're going to say that, you're saying that it's definitely the truth, and there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing, at the very least. And there she goes with the face again. Shizune smiles at the mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and I realize I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Hichan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye! One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one, with another creepy painting. Wide, of course, and plain, like one hallway, like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction. at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though. It's barely ajar, so I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for direction no matter how embarrassing that is. I Gingerly? I guess that means something else. I gingerly push on the on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at the moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if it's groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside the gain slide of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Am I meeting someone? Oh, blonde girl. Sleeping. In her sleeping. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage of the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing in the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movement of her lips seems to break the silence rather than the words. Is she blind? I'm guessing she's blind. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I've ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her. The girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movement with her head is telling that, and the slight cloudiness in her eyes means she must be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is so different from the student council office. I take it you're new student. I take it you're a new student to Yamaku. Yeah. I just transferred here yesterday. I get this distinct feeling in my speech patterns that don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greeting. Bow. One which I hasten to match before realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Sato. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives me a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. She gives a kind of nod, taking up request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from the collection of supplies laid out along the shelf. A brush here, a brush there. Her left hand is often lightly touching the side of whatever container she is pouring into. It seems as if she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her bag, she seems to use her long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities the students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problems working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds and for problems I'd never thought of. While I'm slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offer of preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings out of my silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and some classmates told me that it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into a teacup, into the teacup, and she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup, indicating it's being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right, in the science room with Moto. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teaspoon and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll all come to like him. Most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems rather bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, the smell is quite nice. I hardly think it would be hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please, there's no need to be too formal. She says that in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Well, I guess I should try to ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in the 3-2, which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and is specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself for that faux pas, looking at her face, though she doesn't seem to be at least a bit put off by him. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. Sure, sorry, I guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change, so I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, many have come into terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems all too ready to jump ship from this particular topic. I sag into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking on it, this might be her version of a place behind my school that I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties as class representative doesn't leave enough time as an official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representative, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost complete opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school's clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are the track and field club, which uses the field near the school during lunch times, the baseball club, and the book club in the room near the library. There's also numerous small ones too, such as the art and music clubs. At the time, I'm just wanting to get on my feet. Rushing into the club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory? These words, man! To join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Good. That's a relief. I never really let my guard around this girl to let such a thing slip out. The fact seems to slightly amuse her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking it as Lily does the same. As I look over the window over her shoulder, I notice that the light coming from the room has a distinct light. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Huh? The time's gone already? Quickly. I'm sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun setting. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems to come as a surprise for her. I guess she must have lost track of the time. Sorry, Hisao, I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to allay her concern. No, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She paused and takes a moment to think about it. Think on it. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lily seems more likely to know it in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms that I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and keeps a deep nod, her hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it, alright. Well, unless my navigational skills fail me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's alright, I was going to be talking to the librarian there in any case. I could introduce you. This gets better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. Deny her offer. If you're so sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that has been slipped in her handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the cane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. His must be for support, while Lily's is for navigation. Together we leave the peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slowed to match hers. We slowly walk through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door of the warm-looking room, apparently situated in the center of the floor. Center of the floor rather than either wing. Ladies first. She gives an appreciative smile and a gesture, taking the lead as we file in. To the left of the wooden library counter, with the library proper being on the right, it easily dwarfs my old school's library with the distinct smell of old books, giving the place an almost old world air. Why is it I always play games doing Let's Plays? I can't breathe through my nose. There doesn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in the school grounds or at dorms. Or the dorms. Yuko, are you here? She says it in thin air since the librarian doesn't seem to be present, and of course Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. Ah! The origin, apparently the librarian, quickly crawls out and bounces up an extremely rigid attention. Hi Lily, how can I help you? Her voice is strained in a failing attempt to sound casual, and she's rubbing the back of her head. Good afternoon. What happened just now? I heard a strange sound. It's nothing, I just hit my head. See, I dropped an eraser under my desk, and while I was looking for a pencil... Wrong for it, a pencil dropped and I was looking for both, and then you came and surprised me. Are you alright? I'm sorry, I couldn't know. It's okay. Sorry for making you worry. This is nothing I had worse happen to me. She's quick to reverse Lily's apologies, almost frantically trying to push aside the possibility that she could be in any way inconvenienced by bashing her head on the counter. Yes, worse things have happened. The girl fidgets with her fingers as Lily doesn't seem to drop her concerned expression, and then she shuffles some papers around the counter for no reason. A little shorter than Lily, replete with glasses, freckles, and very troubled look, she seems to fit the library perfectly. Ah, Lily, did you get my message? Message? Oh, the 2 imported books that arrived. Right, they finally came! I can't believe it took so long, but... Amidst her celebration, partially for managing to change the topic, I'm sure she noticed me from the corner of her eye and freezes on the spot when she does. Oh no, I'm sorry for not noticing you before. Did you need to check out a book or return one? I'm sorry. The way she can quickly shift between moods is a little unsettling. He's with me, Yuko. This is Hisao, a new student. Hisao, this is Yuko, the school librarian. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, right. Hisao, pleased to meet you too, Hisao. For a second, she visibly attempts to engrave the name in her mind so she won't forget. Yuko often arranges to import foreign books in Braille for me. Would you like to tell Hisao a little something about the library? Lily's innocent suggestion is met with an expression of abject terror. Please, Lily, I can't. I don't know what he could be interested in. This is too much responsibility. How is it any responsibility at all? At all, I don't get. But her objection is so sincere, I don't doubt for a second that she would rather disembowel herself on the spot than tell me where the light novels are. But So, there are a lot of books in Braille here. I attempt to save the day by asking the first thing that pops into my mind. It seems to work at least partially, as Yuko seems to not exactly relax, but at least look slightly less tense. Well, I think about the third or fourth of Yamaku's library is either in Braille or audio. Makes sense, given all the blind students that be here. If it's only that, how come this library is so big in the first place? Well, we get a lot of new books regularly because the library is so adequately endowed. That's probably why. They spend more on new books than on my salary, and then I have to organize shelves, all of them. It's so troublesome, they weigh so much, I wish I could quit this job. A very awkward silence follows this revelation of too much information. I'll go check the aisle then, if you don't mind. It's probably best for all of us if he doesn't keep talking to me. Very well. Meanwhile, Yuko, I would like to have those books, if it's alright with you. My first impression was right. The library is surprisingly big, and this is where I save the game. Because if I follow... what? 1 hour? Well, I'm on 40 minutes now, so this is it for this part. Don't know when. I think I will make this game a Sunday thing. I don't know. So here's a high five. Here we go. Woo! I'm just healing my own team.
You were great, Pascal. Oh, you finally realized my great